Hey guys, time for another Morphogen product breakdown. This time we're going to talk about MorphoDRIVE. This is a newer product, a relatively new product, nutrient partitioning agent. There are some cool qualities about this. I think it's important too, when we're talking about nutrient partitioning agents, people throw around the word GDA, or the words GDA, glucose disposal agent. Different ingredients do different things. So it's not simply increasing insulin sensitivity. It might be helping partition nutrients, so it's like an insulin mimetic, or it might be sensitizing the actual cells to uptake glucose, or it might be slowing down the larger blood sugar spikes. Various things. So combining those various properties together, you can actually have a much greater positive benefit that way. So with that said, we'll talk about a couple of the benefits here. So as always, read the may assist with on the product: increasing insulin sensitivity, carbohydrate digestion, uptake and deposition, nutrient absorption, blood sugar control, and decreasing inflammation. So again, multiple properties. It's not just a partitioning agent. It does various things that will overall increase insulin sensitivity and nutrient partitioning, both acutely and chronically, long term. Okay, so we'll look at the ingredient profile here. First off is bitter melon, and I think it's important too that on the supplement facts, it's a 6 capsule serving. You don't necessarily have to take 6 at a time. Normally with a carbohydrate meal, you're going to be at 2 to 3 at a time, and 6 is what's on the total serving size. So you're getting the clinical dosing of everything, as the day is complete. So I know personally with clients, most people, I'll stay in the 6 range. We might go up a little bit. I don't really go much over maybe 12. And if we do a 12 dose, we're not doing that daily. It might just be on the heavier carb days. So kind of give you guys a little bit of idea on dosing. Again, so 1,500 milligrams of the bitter melon. It has anti-diabetic properties and actually has some anti-cancer properties too. Obviously not necessarily the intention of the product, but it does have those additional benefits. So helps control blood glucose overall. All right, and we have Gymnema. Okay, Gymnema is another plant extract. There's and a lot of these extracts, they have different components to them. So plants, for example, might have multiple different extracts within them, and we're just isolating one thing, or we're utilizing all of them. But the Gymnema, there is 1,000 milligrams total here, and this is lowering both fasting and fed glucose. So this is something that would potentially help with both your fasting glucose and your postprandial glucose. Postprandial being after eating. So this would be more of a direct insulin partitioning or insulin mimetic partitioning agent. Okay. All right. Next one is cinnamon extract. A lot of people are familiar with cinnamon. The problem with a lot of the products that contain cinnamon is they throw in a really low grade product like a whole powder, or just a really low quality one. You're actually getting a concentrated extract here, and there is 500 milligrams. All right. So cinnamon does some cool things. It does help lower glucose, but it also is a product, or it also is an ingredient that will help stave off those really high blood glucose spikes and slow down the absorption of glucose. So that's beneficial in a larger carbohydrate meal. So instead of your blood glucose spiking to 200 and then back down, it might only spike to 130 and back down, or whatever. So it will help stabilize the absorption and deposition of glucose into the cells and prevent that large spike. So that's why that's a cool addition here, again rounding out the different benefits. All right, and there's, like I said, there's a 500 milligram dose, and it is a 10-to-1 extract. All right, so the next one is fenugreek. All right, some of you have probably heard of fenugreek in like testosterone boosting products and libido products, but it does have, it's one of those plant extracts that has multiple components to it. In here, we're actually looking, there are a couple components that are beneficial, primarily looking at the 4-hydroxyisoleucine. I think that's how you say it. And that's what's going to give the most benefit in terms of nutrient partitioning. All right, so the dosing, it's a 20%. So it's 20% of the hydroxyisoleucine is what you're getting out of the actual extract. And it's 500 milligrams total in the product, okay? And again, this is just another product or another ingredient that will lower overall overall blood glucose. All right, so again, next one is going to be Banaba extract. All right, Banaba is another one that you might see pop up, but again, using a quality extract here and proper clinical dosing, you're getting 250 milligrams. Again, another ingredient, there are multiple components within the plant, but we're looking mainly at the corsolic acid. There's 20% corsolic acid within the 250 milligram dosing. All right, so this, it has some similarities to cinnamon in that it can help control the actual blood glucose spike and a more stable absorption of glucose into the cells. So you can think of it in that way, and that's obviously going to help. It's going to help with the reduction of glucose over time because it will help partition into the cells. It just helps with that stability of blood glucose spikes as well. All right. So next one is estrogen. Now, this is in a lot of the Morphogen products simply because it helps with absorption of a lot of things, amino acids, vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates. So again, in a partitioning agent, it would only make sense to add this. It adds, it just helps partition everything. Because you got to remember when we're eating an insulin and insulin, yes, our insulin is not just partitioning carbohydrates. Other things in the bloodstream have to be moved into, into cells as well, or into whatever areas they are supposed to be in. Okay, so 50 milligrams of estrogen here, which is typically the clinical dose that we're using in most of the other products as well. All right. Next one is chromium. Now, chromium's been around forever. Different forms of chromium. We're using the Chromax, which is the patented form, chromium picolinate. 200 micrograms here. Chromium has some sensitizing properties. Main thing with that is you just need to use the correct dosing with chromium, so you're not getting like mineral toxicity from it because it is a mineral. Yeah, you're gonna get benefits to fasting fed glucose across the board because it is a sensitizing agent. All right, so last component of the product is a digestive enzyme blend, and this isn't just a whole blend. It's mainly geared towards specifically carbohydrates, and not just any carbohydrate, but a variety of carbohydrates, and carbohydrates that are complex and hard to digest. Things like the components of beans, for example, that are gas forming. So we're looking to digest that, and other carbohydrates like lactose that typically don't digest well. We'll use a lactase enzyme. So there are multiple. Actually, give you an idea, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different enzymes within the blend, it appears. And again, we're just trying to digest all the different various carbohydrates that are complex and hard to digest, because this product is going to be used with higher carbohydrate meals. So we can improve digestion along with nutrient partitioning, because with blood glucose, digestion also matters. You can be insulin sensitive, but if things aren't digesting properly, it's causing inflammation in your gut, or gastric emptying is off, or motility is off, whatever it is. Your blood sugar will not be stable because things are not well. they're entering your gut, they're just not exiting your gut correctly. They're not getting where they need to be correctly. They're taking too long. Your blood sugar may be elevated for longer than it's supposed to be. Meals overlap, all that stuff. So again, that's where the enzyme blend comes in. And that is MorphoDRIVE, guys. I will, of course, link up how you can get it. And if you guys have any questions, let me know.